The Red Army deployed hundreds of thousands of vehicles during the Great Patriotic War, from the legendary T-34 to massive artillery tractors and nimble reconnaissance cars. This video breaks down every important vehicle they put on the battlefield. Let's begin with battle tanks, the steel fist of Soviet armored might. T-26, the most numerous Soviet tank at the start of the war, the T-26 was based on the British Vickers design. Armed with a 45mm gun, it performed well against early German tanks, but became hopelessly outclassed by 1941. Its thin armor made it vulnerable to almost any anti-tank weapon, leading to catastrophic losses during Operation Barbarossa. BT-5 and BT-7. Fast tanks utilizing Christie suspension, the BT series could reach speeds of 50 miles per hour on roads and even operate without tracks. Armed with 45mm guns, they were designed for deep exploitation operations. While their speed was impressive, thin armor made them death traps against German panzers and anti-tank guns. T-28, a multi-turreted medium tank designed for breakthrough operations, the T-28 featured a main turret with a 76mm gun and two smaller machine gun turrets. Though obsolete by 1941, some saw action in Finland and the early stages of Barbarossa before being relegated to training duties or static defense. T-35. The massive five-turreted land battleship of Soviet propaganda, the T-35 was slow, mechanically unreliable, and nearly impossible to coordinate in combat. Most broke down or were abandoned during the 1941 retreat. It represented Soviet pre-war doctrine taken to an impractical extreme. T-34-76, the tank that changed the war. The T-34 combined sloped armor, a powerful 76mm gun, wide tracks for snow and mud, and a reliable diesel engine. When it appeared in 1941, German troops were shocked to find their standard anti-tank weapons ineffective. Its combination of mobility, protection, and firepower made it arguably the best medium tank design of the entire war. T-34-85. Responding to German Tigers and Panthers, the Soviets outgunned the T-34 with an 85mm gun and a larger three-man turret. This improved version arrived in early 1944 and gave Soviet tank crews a fighting chance against heavy German armor, while maintaining the T-34's legendary reliability and producibility. KV-1. Named after Defense Commissar Klement Voroshilov, the KV-1 was a heavily armored breakthrough tank that terrified German forces in 1941. Its thick armor was nearly impervious to German guns, and several famous instances exist of single KV-1s holding up entire German divisions. However, mechanical issues and a relatively weak 76mm gun limited its effectiveness. KV-2, a massive bunker buster mounting a 150mm howitzer in an enormous turret, the KV-2 was designed to destroy fortifications. Its huge profile and top-heavy design made it slow and vulnerable. Most were lost in the chaotic retreat of 1941, though those that saw action made devastating impressions on German forces. KV-85. And 4. Interim heavy tank, mounting an 85mm gun on the KV-1 chassis. It served briefly before being superseded by the IS series, but provided much-needed firepower upgrades during the crucial battles of 1943. IS-1 and IS-2. Named after Joseph Stalin himself, the IS series represented Soviet heavy tank design maturity. The IS-2's massive 122mm gun could destroy any German tank and proved devastating against fortifications during the assault on Berlin. Its thick, sloped armor made it nearly immune to frontal hits, earning it respect and fear from German tank crews. IS-3. Appearing too late to see significant combat, the IS-3 featured revolutionary pike nose armor design that influenced tank development for decades. Its appearance at the Berlin Victory Parade in 1945 shocked Western observers and sparked concerns about Soviet armored superiority. Next on the list is tank destroyers and self-propelled guns. Su-76, nicknamed Suka by its crews, meaning female dog. The Su-76 mounted a 76mm gun on a lengthened T-70 light tank chassis. Despite its open-topped vulnerability and tendency to catch fire, it was produced in enormous numbers and provided crucial mobile anti-tank and infantry support throughout the war. Su-85, a turretless tank destroyer mounting an 85mm gun on a T-34 chassis. It arrived just in time for the Battle of Kursk and gave Soviet forces a mobile platform capable of engaging Tigers and Panthers at range. Its low profile made it an effective ambush weapon. Su-100, the ultimate evolution of the T-34-based tank destroyer series. The Su-100 mounted a powerful 100mm gun capable of defeating any German armor. Arriving in late 1944, it combined excellent mobility with devastating firepower, remaining in service with various armies well into the Cold War. Su-152, nicknamed the Beast Slayer, this assault gun mounted a massive 130mm howitzer on a KV-1 chassis. Its high explosive shells could destroy German heavy tanks through sheer concussive force, even without penetrating their armor. The psychological impact on German crews was immense. Isu-152, mounting the same 150mm gun on the superior IS tank chassis. The Isu-152 served as both heavy assault gun and tank destroyer. It proved devastating in urban combat during the Battle of Berlin, demolishing fortified buildings with single shots while maintaining the armor to withstand return fire. Isu-122, similar to the Isu-152, but armed with a 122mm gun, offering higher velocity and better anti-tank performance. It served alongside the Isu-152, providing Soviet heavy assault gun regiments with flexibility to engage different target types. Moving on to armored cars and reconnaissance vehicles, BA-10, a heavy six-wheeled armored car mounting a 45mm gun in a small turret. The BA-10 served primarily in reconnaissance roles during the early war, though its thin armor made it vulnerable. Many were lost during the 1941 retreat. BA-64. The Soviet equivalent of the American Jeep, the BA-64 was a light four-wheeled, armored car used for reconnaissance and liaison. Its simple design and rear-engine layout gave it excellent mobility. Later variants featured an improved turret, with better visibility for the machine gunner. BA-64B, an improved version with a wider track for better stability, addressing the original's tendency to tip over. It served throughout the war as the eyes of advancing Soviet units, often being the first to enter liberated towns and cities. Next on the list is artillery tractors and prime movers. STZ-5, a fully tracked artillery tractor based on agricultural tractor designs. The STZ-5 could pull medium artillery through mud and snow that stopped wheeled vehicles. Its reliability made it invaluable for keeping Soviet guns mobile during the Rasputitsa mud seasons. Comintern, a purpose-built artillery tractor for heavy guns, the Comintern featured a powerful diesel engine and could tow the heaviest Soviet artillery pieces. Its fully enclosed crew compartment provided protection from the elements during the brutal Russian winter. Voroshilovets, a heavy-tracked tractor used for towing the largest Soviet guns and as a tank recovery vehicle. Its massive size and power made it capable of moving stuck tanks and heavy artillery in the worst terrain conditions. Yo-12, a half-track artillery tractor produced in limited numbers before the war. It combined truck-like front wheels with tracks at the rear, providing better mobility than pure-wheeled vehicles, while being simpler than fully tracked designs. Let's move on to trucks and logistics vehicles. GAZ-AA, the Soviet license-built version of the Ford Model AA truck. The GAZ-AA was the workhorse of Soviet logistics. Simple, reliable, and produced in massive numbers, it hauled supplies, towed light guns, and transported troops across every front. Its dependability in harsh conditions made it indispensable. GAZ-AA, a six-wheeled version of the GAZ-AA, with improved cargo capacity and cross-country performance. The extra axle distributed weight better, making it more capable in soft terrain while maintaining the simplicity that made field repairs possible. WWII, a heavier 3-ton truck that became the backbone of Soviet military transport. The WWII featured a more powerful engine than the Gaz trucks and could haul larger loads. During the war, simplified versions with wooden cabs and minimal metal were produced to conserve resources. WWII, a 6-wheeled heavy truck used primarily as a prime mover for artillery and as the chassis for Katyusha rocket launchers. Its all-wheel drive gave it excellent mobility, crucial for the shoot-and-scoot tactics of rocket artillery units. Studebaker USA. Provided under Lend-Lease, the American Studebaker became beloved by Soviet troops for its reliability and power. Over 150,000 were delivered, and many Soviet soldiers considered it superior to domestic trucks. It served as everything from cargo hauler to rocket launcher platform. Finally, we have specialized vehicles and rocket artillery. BM-8 and BM-13 Katyusha, the terrifying rocket artillery that Germans nicknamed Stalin's organ due to its distinctive shrieking sound. Mounted on truck chassis, these multiple rocket launchers could deliver devastating saturation bombardment before relocating rapidly. The psychological impact was as significant as the physical destruction they caused. BM-31, a heavier rocket launcher firing larger 300mm rockets, the BM-31 provided even more devastating firepower than the Katyusha. Its rockets were nicknamed Andreyusha by Soviet troops and could demolish fortified positions with their massive warheads. T-34 mine roller. Soviet engineers fitted massive rollers to T-34s for clearing minefields. The heavy rollers would detonate mines ahead of the tank, though the violent explosions often damaged the tank itself. It represented the Soviet approach of accepting losses to maintain momentum. The Red Army fielded hundreds of thousands of vehicles in the Great Patriotic War, from T-34s and IS-2s to Katyusha rocket launchers and American Lend-Lease trucks. Each played a vital role in pushing back the Wehrmacht and capturing Berlin.